Hello students, I am Kirti from Computer Science Department, GSIPU College, Mysuru. Today we are going to study about chapter number 12, functions. The weightage of this chapter is 2 marks. So why do we need functions? If the programs are lengthy and complex, then it is modularized into smaller subprograms. These smaller subprograms are called as functions. A function is a named group of statements developed to solve a problem and returns a value to other functions whenever it is called. So what is a function? A function is a named group of statements developed to solve a problem and returns a value to other functions whenever it is called. So which are the different types of functions? In functions we have two types: library functions and user defined functions. So what are library functions? Library functions are also called as built-in functions. They are also called as built-in functions, which contains the necessary functions which is required for our C++ program and programming elements which can be accessed through header files. What about user defined functions? The functions which are defined by the user to solve his or her own problem is called as user defined functions. So the different header files. So which are the different header files? The first one is iostream.h. So this header file iostream.h, this header file contains C++ streams and input-output routines. So it contains, it's a supporting file for cin and cout. Next is string.h. So this header file is used to manipulate the string functions. So this header file contains some string functions like string reverse, string length, string concatenate and string compare. So why do we use string reverse function? String reverse function is used to reverse the given string, and string length function is used to find the length of the string, and string concatenation function is used to combine two strings together to form a single string, and string compare function is used to compare two strings. So these are all the functions, string functions which are included in string.h header file. Next header file is iomanip.h. So this header file is used for manipulators. Manipulators are used to manipulate the output on the display screen, and it contains two functions, that is endl and setw. So endl represents the end of the line and setw function is used to set the field width between the characters. So if we want to use these manipulators in our C++ program, then we have to include iomanip.h header file. Next header file is math.h. So this math.h header file contains some mathematical functions like sin of x, cos of x, tan of x, square root function and power function. So sin of x function is used to find the sine of an angle x, cos of x function is used to find the cosine of an angle x, and tan of x function is used to find the tangent of an angle x, and square root function is used to find the square root of a number, and power of x comma y is used to find the power of x raised to y. Next is stdlib.h. So this stdlib.h header file is used to declare conversion routines and search and sort routines. So this header file contains functions like malloc, calloc and realloc. Next header file is stdio.h. So this stdio.h header file contains the functions and macros to perform input-output operations. So it contains functions like printf, scanf. So this header file is usually used in C programming. So this printf is used to display the data on the display screen, and scanf function is used to accept the data from the user. It is just like cin and cout statements. So these are all the different header files. Next is character functions. So before going to learn about character functions, what is a character? A character is nothing but a single alphabet which is enclosed within single quotes is called as character functions. So now let's see the different character functions. The first one is alpha function. So why do we use alpha function? It returns a non-zero value when the entered character is an alphabet. It may be a uppercase alphabet or lowercase alphabet. Next is num function. Why do we use num function? So this function returns a non-zero value if the entered character is a number which ranges from 0 to 9. Next is alnum function. Why do we use alnum function? This function returns a non-zero value when the entered character may be either an alphabet, that is uppercase or lowercase, or it may be a digit. It may be either an alphabet or numbers. Next is to-upper. Why do we use to-upper function? So this to-upper function converts the entered character from lowercase to uppercase. Next is to-lower function. Why do we use to-lower function? To-lower function is used to convert the entered character from uppercase to lowercase. Next is upper function. Why do we use upper function? Upper function is used to check whether the entered character is in uppercase or not. And lower function. So lower function is used to check whether the entered character is in lowercase or not. So there is a difference between to-upper and upper. To upper is going to convert the entered character from lowercase to uppercase. But isUpper is going to check whether the entered character is in uppercase or not. Next is isSpace. So it returns a non-zero value when the entered character is a space, vertical tab or tab. Next is punctuation function. So this punctuation function is going to return a non-zero value when the entered character is a special character. If you enter any special character, then it is going to return a non-zero value. Otherwise, it is going to return a 0. So these are all the character functions. Now let's see how to input character. Inputting a single character. You can accept a single character using get function. First we have to declare a variable which is of type character. Then using get function we can accept a single character. So Cn is equal to get function of ch. This is how we can input a single character. Next, how to output a single character. So using put function we can output a single character. Char ch. So ch is a variable of type character. Cin is equal to ch. We are accepting a single character. Now we are going to display the single character using put function. Put ch. So to accept a single character we have to use get function, and to output a single character we have to use put function. Now let's see the string functions. So what are strings? A string is a collection of characters enclosed within double quotes. A string is a collection of characters enclosed within double quotes. Now let's see how to declare a string variable. So what is the syntax? Char string name of size. An example for this is char str of 50. So in this example, char is the data type, str is the name of the string, and 50 is the size of the string. So next, how to initialize a values to a string. So there are different ways of initializing the values to the string. So let's see one by one. So the first example is char str of 10. So in this example, we are mentioning the size of the string. Here we are mentioning the size of the string. What is the size of the string? The size of the string is 10, and we are initializing the string value called Karnataka to the string variable str. Example 2. Char str of So in this example, we didn't mention the size. The size is automatically determined here. So what is the size of the string? The size of the string is 7. So the size of the string is 7. Next example. So in this example, we have not mentioned the size, and here the string is initialized character wise, hence we specify null character at the end. So these are the different ways of initializing values to the string. So in the first example, we have mentioned the size, and in the second example, we are not mentioning the size, and the third example, here also we have not mentioned the size, but here the string is initializing character wise, hence we have to initialize null character at the end. So now let's see the different string functions. So the first string function is string length. So why do we use string length function? String length function is used to find the length of the string. So what is the syntax? Variable name is equal to str length of string. An example for this is L is equal to str length of book. What is the size? It is going to return it as 4. It returns the output as 4 because the size of the string book is 4. Hence it is going to return 4. Next string function is string concatenate function. So why do we use string concatenation function? String concatenation function is used to concatenate two strings together to form a single string. So what is the syntax for that? str cat of string 1 comma string 2. Example for this is char string 1 contains when char string 2 contains dose 8. So what is going to return? So it is going to return the output as Windows 8. It is going to concatenate these two strings together to form a single string, that is Windows 8. Next function is string copy function. So why do we use string copy function? String copy function is used to copy the contents of one string to another string. The syntax for string copy function is strcpy string 1 comma string 2. So string 1 contains computer and string 2 contains science. So what will be the result? The result will be science, because the contents of string 2 is going to copy to string 1. Hence this computer is going to be erased. So it is going to return science as output. Next function is string compare function. So why do we use string compare function? String compare function is used to compare the two strings. So here it is going to treat both uppercase and lowercase characters as different. So the syntax for string compare is strcmp string 1 comma string 2. So string 1 contains there and string 2 contains also there. But here T in string 1 is in capital letter and T in str string 2 is in small letter. Hence it is going to return it as negative value. Next, string compare I function. So why do we use string compare I function? It is same as string compare function. It is also used to compare two strings, but here it is ignoring case sensitive. That is, it treats both uppercase and lowercase characters as same. The syntax for string compare I function is strcmpi string 1 comma string 2. An example for this is char str of. So string 1 contains there and string 2 contains there. So it returns 0 because it is going to treat both uppercase and lowercase letters as same. So the other functions are random and randomized function. So random and randomized functions are used to generate pseudo-random numbers. To input a single string, how to input a single string? Using getLine function, we can input a string. So cin dot getLine str comma size. An example for this is cin dot getLine str comma 50. So how to output a string? Using write function, we can output a string. Cout dot write str comma size. Cout dot write str comma 50. So this is how we can input and output a string. So what is a function? Function is a named group of statements developed to solve a problem, and it is going to return a value to other functions whenever it is called. The different types of functions are library functions and user defined functions. What are library functions? It is a built-in function. It contains necessary C++ functions and programming elements which can be accessed through header files. And what are user defined functions? The function which are defined by the user to solve his or her problem is called as user defined function. So what are character functions? The different character functions are is alpha, is num, is all num, to upper, to lower, is upper and is lower, is alpha and is punctuate functions. So get function is used to input a character and put function is used to output a character. When comes to string functions, the different string functions are string length, string concatenate, string copy, string compare and string compare I functions. So using getLine function we can input a string, and using write function we can output a string. So this completes this chapter. Thank you.